Deputy PM Ahmad Zahid Hamidi says Malaysia has asked Interpol to try to locate Jho Low for questioning over his suspected involvement in the 1MDB scandal. Zahid told Parliament today he is confident that Interpol would act professionally, though so far the local police have yet to receive any detailed information on Low's whereabouts. Nevertheless, he believes that efforts by several international intelligence agencies have already been finalized and says the case is no longer relevant and that the issue is only raised by disgruntled politicians. Low has not been charged with any crime, though his name has cropped up in civil lawsuits filed by the US DOJ. British American Tobacco's earnings took a hit for its third quarter as volumes dropped, which it blamed partly on the rise of illegal smokes. Net profit plunged 32.7% to 143.18 million ringgit from nearly 213 million ringgit last year. Revenue also dropped almost 19% to only 757.28 million ringgit as opposed to over 932 million ringgit from a year ago. The group declared a dividend of 43 cents a share. The company's market share also shrunk from 54.5% in the second quarter to 53.9% in the third quarter of 2017. Looking ahead, the group remains concerned with legal volumes continuing to be impacted by the illegal cigarette trade. Group MD Eric Stowell said the challenge of the legal industry remains the pressure on the legal market size, and BAT Malaysia's future outlook will be dependent on what initiatives are implemented to reduce illegal cigarette consumption. Denko Industrial Corp is acquiring a 100% stake in plastic parts manufacturer Integrated Manufacturing Solutions or IMS for 1.19 billion ringgit. Denko says it has inked a heads of agreement with IMS shareholders, Denko Director Fu Chi Juan and Gong Chiu Wan for the acquisition. Under the deal, Denko will issue 1.03 billion new shares at 1 ringgit and 50 cents apiece. The company says the acquisition will help improve its production capacity and customer base. It will also enable Denko and its subsidiaries to consolidate the financial results of the IMS Group and gain access to IMS's customers. The IMS Group has been in operations for more than 20 years. For its fiscal year ended March 31st, it recorded a profit after tax of 79 million ringgit on the back of 1.8 billion in revenue. As at the end of FY17, it had consolidated net assets worth 208.4 million ringgit. Escaping the middle-income trap will continue to be challenging for Malaysians. S&P Global Ratings believes this is due to our modest income levels and vulnerability to global economic conditions, which constrain the country's economic resilience. But several factors temper these weaknesses. They are an open, diversified and competitive economy with a moderately flexible labour market, reasonably developed infrastructure and a high savings rate. It also warns that credit risk is high because of the country's high private sector credit level relative to income. However, it is partially mitigated by the financial buffers and healthy debt servicing ratio of the country's corporate sector. S&P also believes the risk of imbalances in Malaysia's economy is low, given slower credit growth and moderating property prices in recent years. PM Najib will need to address Budget 2018's single biggest economic challenge, which according to opposition lawmaker Tony Phua is inflation. Phua's comment came following the Statistics Department's announcement that inflation in September had climbed 4.3% from a year earlier. That's higher than the 3.7% increase in August. Between January and September, the prices of goods and services grew 4% year-on-year. Phua says this shows that inflation has not only remained stubborn but has in fact accelerated from a year earlier, which is why he believes addressing this should be top priority under Budget 2018, which will be tabled this Friday.